All right, welcome back to another episode of the Full Fletch podcast with your hosts, Justin and Brooks. Brooks, what's the range that you just ranged there?
5.3 yards.
5.3. Brooks, say what's up.
5.3. Hello, everybody. I am looking at my rangefinder right now for some weird reason because it's on my desk and I can do whatever I want.
I don't know what HD is, but Dr. Collins said I got 80 of them.
80 of them.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But I'm good.
What brand is that rangefinder?
Amazon brand.
Ah, go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
They've got a golf one. Go, go, go.
It does the job, you know?
Yeah.
So, can't complain.
There you go.
Yep. How's Justin?
Doing well. Doing well. Work is still busy. So I guess we'll backtrack half a second here. Brooks and I recorded an episode last week. It is now July 22nd. We recorded an episode sometime last week, and like halfway, 3/4 of the way through recording, everything just shut down, stopped recording, gone. So most of it got saved, but it just cut off.
Right.
And so that one's not really I don't think that one's going to get posted. So we're going to kind of cover a little bit of what we covered in that one. Maybe finish a conversation we were having, but that one's gone. In that episode, talked about how busy I was at work. Still busy. We have a 35-year-old irrigation system at the golf course, and pipes are not supposed to be that old. They're supposed to be replaced before they get that old. And so, we've got main lines breaking. We had a 6-inch break 2 weeks ago, a 4-inch break on Friday or Saturday of this past weekend.
Jeez.
We've got leaks all over the place, and it's basically me and my two bosses just digging holes twice a week. I have to dig the small holes by hand, and those big holes, we bring out the Kubota and backhoe, dig, find it. Then we got to dig by hand so we don't break more pipe than we need to and cut wires. It's just a mess. I come home just like covered head to toe in mud and sweat and blood, nick my hands all over the place. It's like, I had a great day at work today, honey.
Phenomenal.
I'm going to go take a shower.
For real, though.
Yeah. How's Brooks?
Good. Had to repair a couple hydrants today, so that was fun. One hydrant kept giving us the cahoots, so that one took us all the way till the end of the day. So thank gosh we finished that.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's hot out. I mean, it's mid-July, so obviously it's hot out. But
for sure.
Yeah, it's a hot one. So other than that, everything is good over here.
Yeah, in Nashville, I think we were looking at like 89, 90 something today. I don't know what the high was. The high was, I guess, 90, but the feels like had to have been like 115. Humid.
Oh, for
hot,
sure. Yeah.
Miserable. Just miserable.
Humid.
And it's going to be like 94 the next few days, 97. Just so looking forward to working in that.
Oh, yeah. I would be, you know.
Hopefully we don't have any more deep holes.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Oh, so
excuse me.
No, so we covered tack in the episode that is now not going to get posted. I guess do you want to give like the quickest recap of tack, but then give a preview of the final Western Hunt Fest of the year?
Sure. Tack was now, today's Tuesday, so it was like 10 days, or was that 8-9 days ago. The 11th through the 13th here in Durango, Purgatory. It was their first year at Purgatory. They've been at Sunlight the past however many years. I am hearing rumors that they're going to go back to Sunlight. The only reason they did Purgatory this year was because Sunlight was putting up new lifts. but that's not confirmed. So don't come after me if it's at Purgatory again next year.
I had heard the same thing, and I'm so far removed from it. So if I'm hearing it, there's got to be some
Yeah.
truth.
Well, I mean, Purgatory's great and all, beautiful area, and like it was off, but it's also 6.5, 7 hours depending on traffic away from Denver, and like us folks here in Colorado, like we already like drive enough, and having to drive all the way down to Durango, and so that's why Sunlight is such a great location, because it's 3 hours from Denver, so it's really not far. It's just right off I-70, and you can get the people from Utah there. You can get people from Wyoming there easier. Now you get people Durango. You get more people from New Mexico and Arizona too, because it's closer. So there's that, but at the same time, it's definitely more populated up here and between Denver and Salt Lake. So, uh, so yeah, but so that's, I guess that's a rumor going around. We'll see. I'm personally kind of hoping it does go back to Sunlight, because I think that would just do better business wise for sure.
Yeah.
Because like we did better than South Dakota, but at the same time, there was still a lot of people who I felt like that just were there to just shoot, and that was it. They weren't there to buy because, well, they've already drove 7 hours. They've already spent however much on a hotel or Airbnb, which is not cheap in Durango, even during the summertime when it's not ski season. And
Right.
it's just all that type of expenses, and the food's expensive there, and so it's just, which I understand. I mean, but we did do better than South Dakota, which is good. Um, One of the bigger companies, I'm not going to say who, said that this was their slowest tack yet. So it's interesting. And now one of my buddies who works for another company, who I met through TAC, they were in Utah. Well, two of my buddies, they were in Utah. I won't name names. And they said it was the slowest tack for them as well in Utah this past weekend.
Interesting. That's their one that they do the 4-day, huh?
The 4-dayer, yeah. So apparently it was the way the location was set up was just terrible, and so hopefully TAC figures something out and changes next year. That was the big complaint from what I heard. Yeah. Shooters they're getting on lifts a half mile down the road instead of a lift that's near, all the vendors. Purgatory was great because the lift was right there with the vendors, but at the same time, you also had people not buying because, well, they already traveled so far. So, the beauty about Salt Lake is like they could easily do so much better there. Not Salt Lake, but Utah, because it was Solitude, Brighton, that area, and Salt Lake's really not that far away. So they should, theoretically, people should do really well there. But it sounds like it wasn't set up for success. So, is what it is.
I'm sure a lot of that's got to be like really hard to balance, having a really good set of courses, because it's more than just one course. It's like a set of courses and a big vendor village, and having that like mesh well. It's got to be hard, and like you're working it into a place that wasn't designed for it. You're working it into a place that was designed for skiers and snowboarders and wintertime. Right. And so I'm sure it's hard, but you got a lot of people that you're working with. So
there was apparently a lot of companies were complaining this weekend about the whole setup. So hopefully that forces TAC to make a change. Now, I don't run TAC. I don't do their job, but I don't know. It just seems it makes it makes too much sense to I guess it makes, what's the word? It makes sense to try to figure out a way to be better for vendors. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I think we're still going to plan on going to 4 next year. South Dakota, Montana, Colorado, Utah for sure. Because I mean, we would like to do Montana and Utah because, I mean, they're our prime audience. So,
for sure.
South Dakota wise, we'll probably have to change it up a little bit of what we bring. We'll probably bring like full carcass bags or something like that, as well as like some elk game bags, some deer game bags. Like, I know because it's just such a different market up there. It's half Western hunters, half Midwest hunters. So it's just people are like, oh, well, I just drive my ATV up, which is like, fine, that's okay. I've mentioned that in the previous episode when we talked about South Dakota, so I won't stay on that. But overall, TAC was good. Met some more cool people. And now we got South Dakota coming up, or not South Dakota, jeez. Western Hunt Fest coming up this weekend in Bailey, Saturday, Sunday, at American Bowman. Pretty pumped for that. I haven't shot that course yet, so I'm pretty pumped to actually shoot that course. And it's a really cool course, from what I've heard, and it's hard, it's difficult, so that makes it even more fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Caribou Gear will be there as well. We'll have some products. So if you're listening to this and you're going to go to Western Hunt Fest, we will have some product there. We'll have some game bags, some tarps, probably some rifle covers, maybe a couple other stuff, but mostly just the main stuff.
Yeah.
So,
right on. Yeah, well, I've got nothing but time this week, so at least once I get off work, so I should be able to get this thing up and posted and in time for people to come and check it out.
Heck yeah. And it's in Bailey, Colorado, American Bowman. So
yes, if you don't have plans already, we'll urge you to make plans to go check out Western Hunt Fest. Last one of the year.
Last one of the year, which is crazy to think, man. That's coming up on two seasons of Western Hunt Fest for me, and it's already going to be gone. And next thing you know, it's going to be August. Next thing you know, it's going to be September 2nd, opening day. So
yeah. So we were talking right before we started recording about a little bit of your setup. I guess so. You are running a site that you're not going to hunt with.
Correct.
Right?
Right now. I'm running the. I wish I had my bow down here with me. It's upstairs, but it's a Trophy Ridge React Trio Pro. It's a 3-pin slider, and it's a great sight. Don't get me wrong. I really do like it. But at the same time, I also got another sight, a 5-pin, which is this guy right here. I don't know if it's hard to tell. My lighting sucks in here. This is the React Pro 5-pin sight. So this one's honestly going to be super easy to sight in. I'm actually pretty pumped to get this baby on, but I'm not going to do it for this week till after this weekend.
Yeah. And
I'm just going to get it sighted in next week and practice with it till opening day. So I'll do 20, 40, or sorry, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And to me, like I know people are like, oh, well, you want less pins because you just get a better picture. Sure. But in my opinion, with elk hunting, you don't know what they're going to do. And having the option of 5 pins is really nice because they can go from 30 to 60 real quick while you're drawing back. Right. Now, hopefully, like if you're by yourself, you're really going to have to gauge that and pray to God, like, hey, like if he looks like he's like 55 yards, got to know your yardage because things will change like that.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect at judging that, but I think I have a decent idea. But yeah, so that's why I didn't want to just keep farting around with a slider each time. If a bull comes or a cow, because it's an either sex tag here. If a bull or a cow walks in front of me and I draw back, I don't want to be like, okay, crap, now he's going back. I gotta draw down and move my slide type of thing. But I also watched a thing with Dan from Elk Shape talking about like, hey, know your pin. Like if you set your pin at this height, know how far the arrow is going to drop too. So in case that does happen, that way you know, which makes sense. So, which I could do with just the 3-pin slider, but at the same time, this is also less weight on my bow too, which is really nice. The 3-pin's kind of heavy. So yeah. So I'm gonna get that sighted next week. Chance, get out of there. He's like, what? Come here, bud. Come say hi. Come say hello.
Yeah, the dogs are running rampant today. I had my dogs come and they about nearly unplugged everything that I got going on here. We almost had another catastrophe.
So, anyways, that is my rant.
All right. So speaking of new tools and stuff that you have made an investment for the backcountry.
Yes. I have made an investment. It was mostly because I almost showed it there. So I originally got a $250 gift card from work for our safety bonus, which we get every 250 days for being safe. And so I picked Cabela's because, of course, we couldn't pick Shields, which sucks. I was like, what the heck? Oh, well. But Cabela's is okay. But I originally was going to get a Reinhardt elk target, the 1/3 scale. But I thought to myself, I already have 3 targets in the backyard. I really don't need one at the moment. Until I get bigger property, I really don't need one. So, so I said, screw it. You know what I really need is a 10 millimeter. So I've been running a 9 millimeter for the last couple of years in the backcountry, which is obviously better than nothing. But at the same time, I wanted something with a little bit more kick to it. And so I decided to get, this is a Taurus TH10. And before anyone in the comments section goes, friends don't let friends buy Tauruses, I'm going to say this. $470. Really good, shoots really well. You can't really beat the price. And I needed a 10 mil. It was definitely a need. So really nice. I do need to clean it a little bit, lube it up too. So I put 50 rounds through it on Saturday. Shot great. So yeah, it nice. Came with irons, obviously. But it also has room for a light right here, which I'm thinking about putting a light on there, especially at night, just in case. So I got to look at that. But also I need to get a holster for it. So we'll got to figure all that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 10 mil Taurus
step 1
TH10. Yep. Step one, buy the gun.
Acquire gun. That's good.
Step 2, buy the holster. Step 3, find a light. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Less of a need, more of a luxury, but still
more
good
of
to have.
Because if I'm hiking out at night, I'm gonna have a headlamp anyway. So.
Yep.
In reality, do I really need it? Probably not. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's more, I guess, if you happen to, I don't know, something crazy happens and it gets bumped off your head and like you get attacked by a damn mountain lion, God forbid. You get attacked or something, fall, your headlamp falls off, you still got a light. So I could see the benefit for sure. Not necessarily a need, like you said, but it would be good to have.
Agreed. So yeah, pretty.
No, that's a good investment. That's something, more the backcountry Western style hunter has to be more concerned about. It's not a bad idea for like maybe a public land guy around here, or we don't really have that many like predators that we need to worry about in low light, no light situations. I don't know. Maybe if there's some sketchy people out there, you might want a sidearm for us out here, but it's not as much of a need as you guys. You got bears, mountain lions, who knows what else.
Right. So. Yeah, because you guys still got bears over there, mountain lions, so you never know.
We do. They're just not nearly as prominent.
Right.
At least where I'm at. Middle Tennessee, no. East Tennessee, I could see it. You get up in the mountains, in the Smokies, you could have some more interactions there.
Yeah, that's true.
But Middle Tennessee, no.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. 10 mils definitely a good investment. So.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I'm fired up for you. We had talked about firearms. I think it was beginning of 2025, and I was getting rip roaring ready to go to buy one, just like self defense, 9mm, whatever, and haven't got around to that yet. So who knows? Maybe in the more near future, but I don't see it happening too soon. But I definitely want one. So I need to maybe do some shopping and maybe find a more cost effective, because the one I was looking at was the Sig Sauer like P365 macro whatever. Yeah, so that one was like pretty high end, which I heard they're great, but maybe there's something a little more cost effective that would get the job done. So
yeah, because you want something that's going to work, but you don't want something that's absolute crap too. So
yeah, we'll have to do some shopping for budget friendly, good. Maybe what we're about to do, we can do something similar to it, but with pistols. And what we're about to do is do a little broadhead shopping for Brooks.
So, I already have kind of an idea. I kind of already have my idea for broadhead that I want. So since we did this last week,
yeah. So we kind of halfway got through it. So we're not going to go nearly as in depth, but we are going to kind of talk and explain some more of the options, and maybe some things that I had forgotten about we'll highlight. But yeah, so what we're about to do, shopping for broadheads for Brooks, maybe in a later episode we'll do a live shop and explore and compare contrast firearms, self-defense pistols and stuff like that. So that'd be a little bit of a change up and good mix in the routine there. So yeah. Without further ado, so I guess we'll kind of recap. Listeners, you haven't heard it and you won't hear it, but we talked about fixed blade versus mechanical. We talked about 2-blade versus 3-blade for fixed. And then we kind of got into a little bit of single bevel, double bevel, and benefits of each. You see the dogs having a war back here? They're fighting over their favorite fish.
Of course they are.
And we have to do it on camera. Let's see. There we go. Lunatics. All right. So anyways, we talked about single bevel, double bevel, the advantages of one over the other, yada, yada. So we kind of have that baseline. I guess for those of you who don't know the differences, I'll try my best to do a quick rundown. Double bevel, you're basically looking at like a knife or a sword, like the end of a sword. And it's both sides are sharp of the blade, and both sides cut. And then on impact, your broadhead will stay on the same line that it made impact at. So, if it hits vertical, it's going to stay vertical all the way until, it passes through or hits something, but it's going to stay on that same line, barring any sort of deflection. So as it hits, it's going to stay on that same line unless something weird happens. A single bevel. Now these are 2-blade broadheads. I think they might make a single bevel 3-blade. Somebody out there does, I'm sure. But anyways, for 2-blade single bevel broadheads, when they make impact, they will continue to rotate because only one side. So if you take a knife and you make one side flat, but you keep the other side sharp, that's what a single bevel is. And so as it impacts, so like my broadheads, this one's a double bevel. So my broadheads are a right hand single bevel. So the right side of the blade is sharp and the left side is not, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So once it makes impact, it will continue to rotate along that same axis of rotation that it was on as it was flying. So right hand, it will continue like from me to target would be clockwise. Left hand, it would make counterclockwise, but it will continue to rotate on that same rotation that it had after impact. So, some benefits of that, it might improve the wound channel. The more, I guess, advantageous part of it is the bone breaking ability of a single bevel. Double bevel, you can still break bone, but that's just like sheer like cutting through the bone. Whereas a single bevel, it will like actually break the bone because it's rotating and it'll shatter a bone as opposed to just breaking through it.
Right.
Based on pure force. So, yeah, that kind of explains single bevel, double bevel. We've talked about it before in the past, I think, but that's kind of the quick rundown. If this is your first time listening to us talk about it, the advantages over 2-blade versus 3-blade is going to be penetration. So you're going to get better penetration with a 2-blade over a 3-blade. And then your shapes are going to impact that, but we won't really get too deep into that. Like we're talking about getting into the weeds when we start talking about the shape of the broadhead, yada yada. But the advantage a 3-blade has over a 2-blade is going to be wound channel. So, it's going to make that triangular shape as opposed to just a line with a 3-blade. So bigger wound channel, in theory, that would make a better blood trail. So, the penetration and ability to break bone and things like that, with a 2-blade, you can maybe aim a little tighter to the shoulder and get into those vitals and be sure to hit those vitals, as opposed to like a 3-blade, maybe won't penetrate as well. So you might want to aim back a hair. I'm not talking like feet. I'm talking like inches. So you can aim back so you're not on the shoulder bones and still catch vitals, but you're going to have a bigger wound channel, better blood trail in theory.
Right.
And then along those same lines of mechanical, those are going to be 2-blade, but they're going to have an even bigger wound channel, even more blood trail. They do not penetrate as well. Now, there are certain brands, and we'll get maybe to it. The Beast Broadheads are supposed to, bone evasion, where they kind of skim around bones and continue to keep that wider cut. So all that being said, now you said you kind of have an idea of where you're leaning towards. What are you? So right now, what you have is the 3-blade Muzzy.
Yep.
The ones that have been around for 100 years.
Yep.
Fine broadheads. They've been around, done the job for many, many hunter. They're not as durable as a lot of these ones that we're talking about, but they are still a good enough broadhead. That's what you're using now. What are you looking to use potentially in the future, or maybe this year?
I'm thinking, probably this year. This year I'll definitely have to buy some, but I'm thinking single bevel.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a 2-blade single bevel guy. You can get them with bleeders. A lot of them usually come with bleeders, or have a bleeder option, which makes your wound channel like a quarter or half-inch bigger, maybe at most. So it helps and kind of turns it into a 4-blade, but it's really a 2-blade. I really like them. You can aim tighter to the shoulder, gonna break through bones. I'm more of a proponent of that versus mechanical, but that's mostly personal preference.
Right.
So we can try the screen share thing again. Hopefully it doesn't
crash,
destroy us. All right. Screen share. And there is Inception. Okay. So we had talked about Vantage Point. Oh, they've got a sale going on right now, Brooks.
Uh-oh.
Save $31 on the 2-blade single bevel from Vantage Point. $50 for a 3-pack.
So I got to get 2 of those. That's not bad, $100.
Yeah, which I'll tell you right now, I only have ever bought 3 at a time. Now, how many arrows go in your quiver?
6.
So for you, I guess it would make sense to do 6. When you're out in the backcountry like that, like for me, I've got 3, and I'm, I either hit it or I miss it, and that's pretty much it. I'm not chasing whatever I'm after. So for you, I can see that makes sense getting 6. So that's definitely a strong option. The 2-blade single bevel from Vantage Point. Those are definitely strong broadheads. We had looked at the Evolution from Sirius. Those are $89. That's full price. I don't think they're running a sale right now. Well, it is a sale off of $120. So there is a sale going on there if you're interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
These ones come with Blood Ring capable. So Blood Ring is going to be, for them, that's their bleeder blade options. So you buy those separately. And then right here along the ferrule, or once the ferrule reaches like the base of the broadhead, this little cut in right here, you kind of slide those bleeder blades up in there, and they hold them tight so that they don't like spin around. Not needed, but they are capable of holding those. So you can get just a little bit bigger wound channel if that's what you go with. But like we said, that one's $89, and that's also for 3. Now the big boys, the kind of kings of single bevels, kings of 2-blade broadheads, Iron Will. They're based out of Colorado, like you have mentioned. You love Colorado-based companies. They are definitely more expensive,
for sure.
The good thing about them, they make a 100 grain broadhead in the solid, which I personally prefer solid over vented. People have done some studies, and they say that the vented are a little louder than a solid. So, whatever tickles your fancy there, solid or not solid.
Yeah.
I like the solid over the vented. But you do get a travel case with this. So $130 for 3, 6-pack, $254, and you get a travel case, travel pack. So I ran single bevel 125s from them. They're all going to be the same price, but they're just 25 grains heavier is really the only difference. The good thing with them is they come with bleeder blades. So those are installed in them. One thing that's, I guess, different from them about them versus the other two is the blade is held in by this torque screw. Some people don't like that. Some people don't care, whatever. It is what it is. These other options, they are one piece of metal, like forged or whatever, into that broadhead. Iron will, you have the broadhead, and it has a hole in it, gets put onto this ferrule, and then you screw it in with the bleeder blades and all that. So, in theory, it is a part that can fail. I have never even had my broadheads come even remotely loose. So that's never been an issue. I haven't heard of anybody having that issue. So you can kind of ignore that, but it is something that people consider, I guess, that it's not a one solid piece of metal. Whatever on that, if you ask me. Those are kind of some of the better options. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of options out there for single bevel broadheads.
Yeah.
Do you even want to consider mechanicals?
Probably not right now. We could look at them, but probably won't.
So obviously the new kid on the block is going to be the Beast Broadhead Titanium. So it's the same, almost the same as last year's Broadhead, but it's made out of titanium. So it's going to be lighter and can do more, I guess. I don't know. I have not done like a ton of research on them. I do know this is new this year, and it's a little bit different than last year's because it's titanium and they had to kind of redesign some things. So you have two different cut sizes.
It looks cool.
A 2.3 inch. Well, that one says, I guess, coming soon, and a 2 inch. So going to be basically the same, just a little bit bigger.
Don't tell me you just crashed again.
All right, we're back in action. We are no longer going to screen share, probably ever again. If you catch us screen recording or screen sharing on the podcast, you should leave a 5-star review.
Well, we'll probably screen share at some point, but it'll probably be with a different application. So
yeah, I mean, or I don't know. I'll have to figure some stuff out. But anyways, the last broadhead I was talking about, maybe that you guys would have heard me talk about, was the Whitetail Fury from Evolution Outdoors. It is a hybrid.
Boys, broadhead. Evolution.
It is, yeah. It's a hybrid broadhead where it has a 2-blade double bevel up on top, very similar to this broadhead. It's a little more. It's more rounded. This is a iron will double bevel, but it is more rounded. I'll take the mic off for a second so you can see better. So it's got that double bevel up front, and that is to cut on contact, as they say, as it's described for most 2-blade, 3-blade broadheads. So it is cut on contact, and then once it is deployed, it then is mechanical and has a wider cutting diameter. So I am more keen to trying a hybrid as opposed to a pure mechanical. Mechanical broadheads do not cut on contact, so they require getting in and having enough back pressure to deploy those blades. Whereas a hybrid, it still is the same thing, but it still has cut on contact where it cuts into the skin a little bit easier, faster, and then it deploys and does the same thing. Pure mechanicals, they don't have that cut on contact up front. So I don't know if one deploys easier than the other, vice versa, whatever. All I know is if I were to go to a mechanical, I would probably go to a hybrid as opposed to just a straight mechanical.
Yeah.
But I am sticking with single bevels. That's just what I really like. And, we can get into the weeds maybe at some other point. I would love to have some people on that are more well-versed in it. Like Ranchery does a lot of podcasts, and he is way more well-versed in it. And, I've watched a lot of that stuff, and I understand it. But, coming from somebody who knows it better, it'd just be better to hear it from them probably. So,
Yep.
anyways, I'm gonna stick with a double bevel or a single bevel, 2-blade. Sounds like Brooks is gonna go along the same route.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go along the same route. I'm gonna look at the what was the first one you showed me again?
VPA,
Yeah,
2-blade.
VPA, the 2-blade single bevel. I'm probably gonna look at that one for sure. I might see what else is out there too for maybe a little bit cheaper options, but honestly, that one
Yeah.
seems like a pretty good deal for what you get. So
Yeah, and I think right now a lot of companies are probably going to have some sales just because it's like we mentioned before, September is right around the corner. Like
mm.
it's basically a month away.
Well, we got antelope season starting out here on the 15th, so
Yeah, so
it's coming.
hunting season is here. Like I was watching some videos, like California has a deer season that has already started, like 2025
Oh
summer.
wow.
So like it's a velvet hunt or something like that. But like hunting season is here. People can talk about bear and turkey, blah blah blah. 2025 deer, elk, big game season is here. So, it's time for those broadhead companies to have some sales, move a little product, and get us hunters going. But
Heck yeah.
like you said, you probably should get them sooner than later because you want to broadhead tune and make sure
Mm.
they're grouping right, and so practice with them a little more than I think the very first time I bought broadheads and went out hunting with them. I bought them, had them, like I ordered them online. I had gotten them on like Wednesday, and I went hunting Friday, and I had shot them 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's three total times. So I had three arrows or 3
Uh,
broadheads, 3 arrows with broadheads on them, and I shot each of them 3 times. So I shot like 9 shots, and I lost one because they were not tuned right. Like my bow was out of tune or whatever, the whiff, and so I had to make some big adjustments. So I was left with 2 broadheads, and I shot those other 2 and got it tuned in right, and I was good to go ish. I still
yeah.
killed a deer with it, but woof.
Wolf. Wolf is right.
So I highly recommend not doing what I did. Do what I do now and buy them, have them ready well in advance, tune them up, make sure you're shooting good groups, and then go
Yep.
hunting.
Yeah. One of my targets is broadhead approved, so that's good at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because my range here in Highlands Ranch, they'll have like broadhead tuning days coming up.
Okay.
Um, but I really don't want to wait on people. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably end up just going one of the days and just bring them because you can bring your own target and shoot.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like you have your static range, right? Goes from 10 yards to 80, and you
Mm-hmm.
can go down a little bit further with your own target. So
Okay.
that's probably what I'm gonna do. Because I'm gonna have to the arrows I ordered next from you because I would like to get probably a dozen more practice arrows, and then probably 6 of hunting arrows from you. Um, with the new Sirius products that you're promoting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way I can have my 6 hunting arrows. I'm like, hey, these are hunting, the rest are practice.
Yep.
And so at least like I could have my 12 practice ones with Sirius and then my 6 hunting ones with Sirius. So
Yeah, for sure. That's basically what I'm doing this year. And I mean, if that's the way you want to do it, we can yeah. I'm down with that. We can do like they have lesser spine, so you'll save a little coin on, or lesser, not lesser spine, lesser like straightness,
mhm.
the 5 thousandths as opposed to the 1 thousandths.
Right.
So they're not as straight, but they sell them at a lower price because of that. So
Sweet.
that's what I did. I got a dozen of the 5 thousandths. They're basically my practice arrows. They're probably just as straight as my 1 thousandths,
Mhm.
more or less, because you can cut them to be straighter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Some of them you can't cut the wobble out. I was fortunate.
Oh.
I was fortunate. They were not that unstraight, so they were pretty straight. And whatever wobble was in them, I'm pretty sure I cut them out. They are very straight. But this one that I have, I put this broadhead on that I'm not hunting with this broadhead, but I just built these arrows the other day, and they are the 1000 straightness, and there was zero issue spinning them from start to finish. So, there is a difference when you're buying a 1000 versus a 5000, but sometimes you get that 5000s, and that's just their tolerance. You might get a 1000 straightness, but they're in a batch of those arrows, or that carbon batch was, a tolerance of 5000s.
Right.
So sometimes you get lucky. Better be lucky than good.
Facts, though.
Yeah. So, no, these will be my, as we used to say, these are my gamers. These are my actual hunting arrows, not my practice arrows. So I had a hell of a time recording and fletching and all that stuff. So I'm going to redo my whole nock tuning video, and I'm going to make just a sequence of my arrow build. So I've on my TikTok, I am now on TikTok. So on my TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff, I did the cutting and installing of components. Next, I will do a short Noctune video, and then I will do a fletching video, just a quick fletch, and then my arrows are going to be built.
Heck yeah!
So those will be my hunters, my gamers.
Can't wait! Oh, it's coming soon.
Yeah, so exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
I don't know if I've mentioned it on here. I'm going to get around to it. So we talked about Brooks's broadheads. This will be my last point, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm going to go with the RF 200s, so the Ranch Fairy broadheads. It's a Sirius product. They are basically the same as like those Evolution broadheads, but they are 200 grains, and you can install the bleeder blades with them. They have a Cerakote finish on them, so they kind of look a little bit cooler.
Yeah,
I would be curious to see what the difference is between the Ranch Fairy broadhead and like a regular Evolution broadhead. If you put them side by side, are they any different? But yeah, I'm going 200 grains. Go check out the TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and I explain it a little bit as to why. But yeah, that's what I'm going with, the RF 200s from Sirius.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. All right, Brooks, you got any closing thoughts? My computer's about to die.
Freaking technology. That's what I'm gonna say.
But for those that are wondering, why are you not plugged in? I am, and it's still draining my battery. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, I'll make this quick. Come to Western Hunt Fest this weekend, Bailey, Colorado. American Bowman.
Booyah.
I'll be there with Caribou Gear products, game bags, tarps, rifle covers, maybe a couple other stuff, some hats, I'm assuming, and maybe some water bottles. So come on down.
Get some essentials.
We need to make Caribou Gear shirts. That's what I'm pushing Ted to do. We need more shirts. Like, we have our Koyukon shirts, which are great, because our Koyukon bags are the best. For those of you who don't know who the Koyukon bags, they are dry bags, and they're made from the same material as a raft, so they float. And
floating dry bags.
They're waterproof. Obviously, they're dry bags. So they're fully waterproof. 40, 70, 90 liter bags. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Anyways, that's my closing thoughts.
Awesome, man. Well,
what's yours?
Have fun at Western Hunt Fest.
Thanks.
Hopefully you sell some product. Hopefully you have fun. I think you should compete in the elk calling competition, regardless of how bad you do. And get it on video. And post it to TikTok.
Yeah.
You want to talk about going viral? That has a potential of going viral, son.
That's true. Then the TikTok will explode.
That's
look at this idiot.
Famous. You become famous by being really bad at something or being really good at something. Harder to be really good, easier to be really bad.
Yep.
That's the cheat code. That is the cheat code.
Really is, though.
No, I don't have any closing thoughts. I guess we'll do a plug since I've got the new TikTok. Go follow the TikTok at it's a handle, the username, Full Fletch Archery, all one word. My Instagram for the business is at _Full Fletch Archery. My personal is at Justin T. Mulvaney. Brooks is at _Brooks Benson.
On Instagram.
TikTok is
Brooks.Benson.
Brooks.Benson.
Yep.
Didn't study up on that one. But YouTube, I think it's just Full Fletch. Maybe it's Full Fletch Archery. I don't know. Put it into the Google machine and you'll find it.
I need to start posting on my YouTube channel too of my stuff, but I'll get there.
It's social media season, baby. But yeah, aside from that, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. It's free to do. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps us know that you like what we say sometimes. Even if you don't like what we say, just subscribe and then like mute the notifications. Just be like, give them a free subscription and move on with your life. We would appreciate it. That'd be super cool, super nice. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all the good things. And we'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys.
Thanks for watching.